Hey, y'all. This is Shawnti Refuge. Welcome to day 15 of the mid-year reset, what I'm no longer entertaining. So today we're talking about something heavy, grudges, and specifically the grudges that are keeping you tied to what broke you. So grudges to some people feel like power, but they're actually chains. They trick you into thinking you're protecting yourself when really you're keeping old pain alive by feeding it attention. I once had someone tell me, I'm not gonna name no names, but she know who I'm talking about. She told me that she holds grudges and she will hold a grudge to the day she dies. And I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? And I know that forgiveness is not easy. Oh, I had to learn that. It is not easy at all. But I'm saying that holding on to the anger doesn't punish the person who hurt you. It punishes you, and it punishes you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And again, like I keep telling y'all, things that we hold inside, it ends up manifesting physically. So, research published in the journal Psychological Science found that holding a grudge increases stress, lowers immune function, and even affects your cardiovascular health. Now, how real is that? So, you are going to hold a grudge. You are so adamant about holding a grudge that you're willing to do that to your body? Again, you know, resentment literally weighs your body down. Literally. So it's not only up here and your heart, it's your body, your joints, and all of that stuff. And let me tell you about, how forgiveness is not easy from a personal perspective. If you've read my book, you know what I'm talking about. If not, go get my book, Quiet as Kept, from my website. But that I had, an issue with forgiveness of someone who made it their, it seemed like, lifelong assignment to, I don't know what word to use, torture me, harass me, because they didn't like a decision that was made without them. I had nothing to do with that. So I'm going to leave it at that. Go read the book if you want to know what I'm talking about. But, initially I was like, okay, I ignored. But then the more I ignored, the more it turned to anger. And the more I started picturing myself doing something that would land me in jail. I'm just gonna leave that at that as well. Um, I just wasn't at peace. And so every time I saw that person's name, heard that person's name, my chest would tighten up. I even rehearsed what I would say if I ever decided to respond to them. And it took my pastor, Real Talk Kim, that is who one of the pastors I listened to, and she said that she had to help me to realize that forgiveness was not for them, it was for me, because that person was living their life, and I'm the only one who is in an emotional prison because I put myself there because I chose to hold on to a grudge. And so I did a few things to release. Um, I followed Pastor Kim. Shout out to Real Talk Kim. I followed her instructions about forgiveness. Of course, journaling, write their name down, write a letter, not to send it, but to release it. So, I said everything I needed to say, and then I burned it. And that was my closure. And not because they apologized, because, child, let, I could hold my breath and die because I won't get an apology. If I do, I think I would die, but I refuse to carry it any further. But when you forgive someone, that doesn't mean it's the end of it. It is very hard. And you have to start saying it out loud. You have to say that person's name. Shawnti, I forgive you. Even if you don't mean it, say the words out loud. every day. Wake up, Shawnti, I forgive you. Shawnti, I forgive you, and eventually, you'll forgive them. But I learned that the just because you forgave someone, of course, it does not mean you forget. Those are not the same thing. You're never going to forget something someone did to you to cause you any kind of harm, whether it was emotionally, mentally, or physically. However, um, writing about it and saying that you forgive that person, eventually you're gonna be like, dang, I did forgive them. But then at the same time, later on down the line, you're gonna have like a flashback of something that happened, and you're gonna get mad all over again. And that's the part that I couldn't, understand. And I had to ask Pastor Kim, so I forgave them, but why am I still thinking about it? Like, why did this thought come up again? And why am I mad about it if I forgave them? And she said, you know what? Forgive them again. And I had to learn that, you have to continuously forgive the person for whatever it is they did. You ain't got to talk to them. You ain't got to say nothing to them, but you write about it. Say their name out loud. Blank, I forgive you. And then I went to this sound healing meditation session. And one of the assignments was for us to write down things we're letting go of. We wrote it on this dissolvable paper. And so I wrote down that incident and a whole bunch of other stuff. Wrote it down on this dissolvable paper. And once we were done writing, we were instructed to get up and go to this bowl. There was a big old bowl with water in it. And they said their little piece and they said, drop your paper in the water. It's done. And since then, I have not had any issues with forgiveness at all. I don't even think about that person at all. And I was like, wow, that really worked. So there's other things you can do. If you need to forgive someone, write their name down and write whatever you need to say to them. It could be go to hell, blah, blah, blah. I forgive you, whatever it is you want to say. And you can do it on dissolvable paper and put it in water. You can burn it. You can bury it. Do whatever you need to. And that stuff works. Because let me tell you, that's going to be your closure. And it's not going to be because they apologize, but because you refuse to carry it any further. Grudges do not protect your peace, they poison it. So here are your journal prompts about forgiveness. So, number one, what am I still holding on to that's costing me peace? Think about it. Some of y'all might not need to think about it. Y'all probably instantly, right? And then the second one, what would it look like to release the weight of this grudge without needing an apology? Because I have been guilty of this, holding a grudge until I got an apology. Child, I'd be dead by now. Because you know how many people owe me an apology? Don't get me started. Okay, and then number three, who benefits when I heal? All right, so if you're ready to stop carrying what broke you, drop I choose peace in the comments. And then head over to my website, ShawntiRefuge.com, and grab a guided journal or, grab a course, grab something, one of my healing tools that I offer that's going to help you release what's been living rent free in your spirit, not just in your head, but in your spirit. So I'll leave you with this. You do not need permission to heal, and you don't need an apology to let go. Right? I'll see y'all next time.